Record. And
sorry, that might be too distinct.
It's okay.
Do the first one.
Welcome everybody to the Fandom Nights podcast, where we break down pop culture one fandom at a time. I'm Chris.
I'm Dustin.
I'm Sherman. I got a Jolly Rancher.
That was nice.
I'm Sherman.
Today we're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 1, Chepisode 19, The Siege of the North, Part 1.
I was going to say, don't forget Part 1.
Yeah. It was released on December 2nd, 2005. I almost went into Pearl Harbor. December 2nd, 1941. A date which will live in infamy. Dustin, take us through the story.
What's so funny is that I love history and I know exactly what you're talking about. Alright. So, Katara opens with Katara, and she's facing some students. I don't know why I started doing English. That was really weird.
Do it in English accent the entire time.
Should
Go,
I?
do
Okay.
it.
Oh, I suck at one. But...
I know, that's why it's going to be entertaining.
Okay. I'll try.
Now you're put on the spot.
So Katara faces another student and quickly becomes Paku's best student. See, this is like becoming Australian at the same time.
You're doing a documentary.
What's the documentary? Oh yeah.
David Attenborough.
Yeah.
Katara. I can't do it.
Katara faces another student.
No, I want to, but no.
Okay, just go.
You ever see the Northern Water Tribe in their natural habitat?
Fighting amongst themselves, preparing for battle.
More civilized countries would call it sparring.
But this is a Tuesday for them.
Tuesday.
Meanwhile, Aang's over there making a snowman of himself.
Yeah. So Katara faces another student. It opens with that. She's bad at another student. Kicks their butt, and then it pans to Paku saying, "Wow, none of my students were like good enough or whatever." And it shows just like 10 of his students just like all broken and like.
Yeah.
After facing Katara, who wants to face Katara next? No one.
Yeah.
How rough is that got to be? Like when he looks at like the one like that she's fighting at the moment, he's like, "Yeah, after a few years, you might be good enough to fight a sea sponge." Dude, those things just lay in the ocean. Like.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So Katara is the best, or not the best, but the most
Promising student.
promising, but
Most
like quick,
disciplined.
most disciplined and like quick to. I thought he said something about like quick learner, like quick to master kind of thing. Could be wrong. Then it cuts to Sokka, and he's showing Yue Appa, and this is the famous yip. Yip. He tries to be all seductive with the words yip yip. And it doesn't work. So then when Sokka and Yue are riding on Appa towards the abyss of the ocean, they start noticing some soot coming down from the clouds and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just a bad sign right there. And they know the Fire Nation is coming. At least Sokka does. Because again, we don't know if
He's
the northern
seen this before.
right. Because the North, I don't think has ever tried to be sieged from the.
Tried to besiege. Has ever been besieged?
Besieged, is that the word?
I don't know.
Besieged?
No one ever tries to be sieged. But
Is it besieged?
I think so. Yeah.
Ooh, someone liked my video on Phantom Nights.
Follow us on Instagram.
Thank you.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow, like, share.
Subscribe.
Jokes on you. That was me just now.
Was it?
No.
Oh. That would have been awesome.
I'm looking at my phone real quick.
Let's psych him out. So Yue says it's over, and the Northern Water Tribe King gives a speech. Like, you see these faces? Some of these faces you'll never see again. It's like, dang, dude.
Jeez, I know.
And it like pans to like his daughter
It's
and
like,
all these other
look
people.
to your left, look to your right. Only one of you is going to survive this battle.
That's like something exactly what Milo says in Korra.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
After the harmonic convergence and it opens up like airbending to a bunch of people.
Sure.
A bunch of people start getting airbending abilities after the harmonic convergence, and basically obviously the air nomads obviously have more airbenders in the temple and stuff, and so Milo, being one of Tenzin Sons, is kind of like in charge of the other Airbenders or whatever,
Sure.
along with his sisters. And he basically says something along the long lines like, "Look to your left, look to your right." Like, one of you guys isn't making it back tonight or something like that. It was like Airbending boot camp or something like that he was trying to do. It was funny.
Okay.
So, Sokka volunteers his life, essentially, to the cause.
Yeah.
He goes and gets marked by the chief.
Which, funny note, I don't know, you're more musical than I am, but I saw a trivia about this. When he's getting that, 3-thing mark on his forehead, the exact same song that's playing in the background is the song that Iroh's singing in the last episode on the ship.
The summer,
It's
spring,
about 4
winter, and
seasons
fall.
for love.
Interesting.
Aang says he wasn't there for his people, but he will be there this time. And just kind of a real serious look, like,
Yeah.
something happens, like, don't worry. And so,
If you need me, I'm your 12-year-old boy. We got this.
Wow, he can hold his own. I mean,
yeah.
Jeez.
So the Fire Nation starts catapulting these, essentially, like, fire bombs at him. And Aang goes in, and Aang just totally obliterates that first ship. I mean,
Yeah.
just
Completely.
takes down both catapults, just like takes out all the men, just tears that ship apart, and then the other waterbenders come in at the last second and like raise the ship up and freeze it.
Which that part was really hard to count the waterbending. It seemed like, okay, there's 4 there, there's 1 there. Then it pans back to the whole shot of it. There's all ships around there, and you have to count every little dot on the screen because they're all doing it,
That must have been challenging. The only thing I had a problem with for the entire fight scene was the one dude. Why has he got hammers on chains?
Well, they're not even just hammers. They're hammers on chains with blades on top of the hammers. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, but it's just like a weird fighting weapon. But
I'm like,
okay.
all right, whatever.
He was the boss.
He's the boss. The boss character.
Yeah.
Of this level.
Yeah, this level before you get the next one.
Yeah.
So I thought it was funny too that after Aang is done obliterating that ship, he gets back on his glider and his tongue is sticking out. It's like
He's just focusing. Yeah.
yeah. No, it was almost like a goofy grin almost with his.
And he's like, ha ha ha! I just took you guys out.
Yeah, but then he
Yeah.
gets up there and he sees more ships and he's like, okay.
There's so many ships.
Yeah.
It reminded me of something. I don't remember what. Some other movie that I saw where someone goes through all this effort to take down one of the ships, and then you look and there's a
more.
million of them. You're like, holy crap! I can't do that to
Pearl
all
Harbor?
of those. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to
Battleship?
think about it. No, it wasn't that. I'll have to think about it. But
So Sokka realizes he has to train. Like he has to train in that Han guy.
yeah.
He
Is his name
realizes.
Han?
Yeah, his name is
Han.
Han.
Okay.
H-A-H-N.
H-A-H-N. Okay.
And he realizes that he has to fill him in on everything about the Fire Nation that he knows to Yue's husband to be.
Well, I like that scene though where he comes in. We're gonna wear these Fire Nation things, and Sokka just laughs at him. That's not what they wear anymore. And he's just an expert on everything because he's been fighting the Fire Nation.
Remember,
this whole time.
Sokka was like, "When did you guys get those? 100 years ago?" And then
The chief is like
85. 85 years.
Yeah. They don't wear these little pointy things anymore. Doing.
Tong, tong. It cuts to Iroh, and he's telling Zhao that they should stop the attack today because when the moon comes out, it will give the waterbenders more power.
Which is cool that he's like, yeah, I know. But he has a whole plan for that.
Yeah.
Or not cool, but
And
good
Zhao says
storytelling.
he's working on a plan to disrupt the moon.
Yeah.
Do you have something?
So with this scene, anytime you see Iroh and Zhao up on the bridge here, if you do you guys remember what Iroh's nickname in the Fire Nation was?
Dragon of the
Two-Face.
West.
Dragon of the West. If you notice, there's a small little bit of animation on his robes. Every time, when he has his hood up, there's an actual dragon going down the center, and you see the actual tendrils up towards the top.
That's cool.
I was like,
wow,
little
so
tiny
many
details.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm getting. I want to get a book. It's sold out on Amazon right now, but it's called Legacy of the Fire Nation.
Okay.
Ooh.
I actually bought a couple other books. I'll show you after about in the Avatar world that are not just novels. They're reference books almost.
Huh.
Pretty
Reference
cool.
books. Wow. Reference books.
Book 2 is going to be us just like flipping through. Hold on.
What page is that?
So Aang comes back, and he's tired, just exhausted, and he's like, I took out 12 ships, I just can't fight them all. And Yue's like, you're the Avatar, you can. He's like, I'm just one kid.
Right, yeah.
It's like, I can't possibly
He's
do
taken out
everything.
12 of them single-handedly, but there's hundreds of them. There's
Right.
no way you can just... Yeah.
Again, another famous cut. Back to Iroh, and he tells Zuko that before Zuko goes out on that little boat or whatever, he's like, I think of you as one of my own. And right there, just hit the heartstrings there. Like,
Oh, it still hurts.
Yeah, especially when Zuko dies.
What? He doesn't die.
Obviously
I'm like,
not.
what are you talking about?
I don't know, I was waiting for your reaction.
I know he's in Legend of Korra, so I'm like...
Yeah.
I know I didn't miss anything.
So Han tells Sokka how he just wants the perks of marrying the princess and doesn't really care about you.
Yeah.
And Sokka's like,
It just makes everyone mad. It makes me
I'm gonna
mad.
get some.
not
I'm gonna
just
uh,
get some
Sokka.
brownie points with the chief, huh?
Yeah.
I was just like, dude. come
Just sack tap him right there, please.
on. It reminds me of something back when I was in youth group that we would do with you and me. It was like,
Treats.
yeah,
Don't do it. He dented my car because I did it to him one time. Don't do it to him.
Oh.
He's gonna flip this table.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It was treat, dinner, dessert.
So the problem was, no joke, like I've been treats like 8 times already.
Yeah.
No, because like,
And like I did
so
the
this is-
last one that just tipped him over the edge, and he ran out, followed me to my car, and jumped on my car, and there was a big dent in the hood, and I'm like, dude,
Not a big
It
dent.
was a huge dent. The whole thing was caved in.
I'm pretty sure there's a tiny little dent like this big on your
It
car.
all popped back, but every time I go through a car wash, like the hood bends
starts
in that one
rumbling.
spot that you dented, like the whole dent goes.
Well, because like Sam, Jimmy Bowl, Zach Carey had all like treats me right before you. And when Zach Carey did it, I was like, I swear to God, man,
next
just knock
person
it off.
And I'm just
Like,
like,
you didn't hear anything, and you did it. I literally booked it. He did it up by like the
Gosh.
stage, like the altar up in the church, and I literally booked it down the aisle. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was right on his tail. He got around his car before me, so I tried to do that Dukes of Hazzard thing, and which sucked because like the front end of that Scion is so tiny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That just brought up a good memory. Maybe not for sure, man, but
It's a good memory. It's funny, even though it wasn't funny at the time.
I don't remember
for
that
anybody.
story. I just remember that I would do that to you and you would do that to me.
See, like it depends because like sometimes I was like totally fine with it, but like overdoing it.
Well, I'm sure you were fine with a little 10-year-old me, probably, opposed to adults constantly just treat.
Well, because like it was super popular when I was in like
Right.
with the kids in my high school.
Yeah, because like when I was in school, then it was super popular even in my age of school. So,
Yeah.
but we did it to girls, which is not good. I personally didn't, but I witnessed a lot of it.
Dude, holy
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
That's not good.
In middle school, it was not good. No, there was a lot of
Just,
sexual assaulting in the hallways.
Jeez.
like
but that people would get away with too.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it was just like a funny little joke.
You don't do that to girls, though.
No, you don't.
Holy.
I know that, so I never
Yeah.
did. I did it to my guy friends.
It's funny to do guys, but the girls, that's an assault.
A sexual assault.
Jeez.
That's
Anyway,
that's
I
jail
mean
time.
nowadays
Let's get through this
a lot of
children's
guys-
show here.
That's awesome.
I can't wait for like some kid's gonna be watching this and their parents gonna walk in right when we're talking about sexual assault. Rosie's
Oh,
probably
man.
like, "What the heck are they talking about?"
I don't know.
So Zuko canoes until he finds an opening from some sea turtles. Did you notice that they were just sea turtles, or
They're
sea
not.
turtle-
They're sea turtle. They're
Oh yeah, they were sea turtle otters.
they're sea lion turtles.
sea lion
Sea
turtles.
lion
Yeah, I
turtles?
put that somewhere.
Which is weird because there's turtle ducks and there's sea lion turtles. Like turtles are mixed with a bunch of
I
things.
thought I put sea otter turtles.
It's kind of odd.
Or turtle seals.
Yeah, I put sea otter turtles just because I didn't know.
No, because they're big like a sea lion would be.
turtles aren't big though.
No, but the sea lion, like these things were as big as like a regular like sea lion would be, but they had a turtle back.
Okay.
I did make note of that one.
So he finds an opening from the sea turtles. He dives in it, and then he, swims up or whatever. And then it cuts to I think the gang and them, and they go to that oasis or whatever. I think.
Yeah.
I think we're here. Yeah, because legend says the moon. It was the first waterbender because it could push and pull the tides.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, Aang wants a big, huge spiritual. He's like, I want a big spiritual monster, not just some boring old wisdom from the spirit world.
I guess wisdom's okay.
They go back to the most spiritual place in the North Pole, the Oasis, and Zuko finds the air tunnel he was looking for from the sea lion turtles.
Mm-hmm.
And Zuko goes upstream.
Which, man, that whole scene of him swimming through all those ice caves and stuff, it just showed how desperate he was to do something, because it's almost certain death to just dive into some random ice cave and like expect to survive.
Right? No, I mean you get to that point because like he does that whole like point where like he can't breathe, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, like before he leaves, Iroh's like, remember your breathing, that's gonna help you survive or whatever, and that helps him survive. Without his firebending breathing, he would not survive.
I think it warmed him up too.
Oh like for sure.
That's when he started seeing the fire breath or whatever. So Zuko finds another air pocket, and then it turns out he broke into the Northern Water Tribe. He's in the gate. Mm-hmm. So Detective Zuko's on the loose. Aang focuses on the fish and realizes that they're yin and yang. He doesn't realize what they are, but he's like mesmerized by them. And he then, as soon as he looks at them, he goes into the spirit world. Mm-hmm. And so cuts back to Zuko. And it doesn't cut back, but basically Zuko found the Oasis or whatever, and that's when they battle Katara or whatever. She battles Katara, or he battles Katara, and so Zuko's, firebending at him or whatever.
This is very much like the Mandalorian episode we just talked about, where Grogu's in his little meditative state and everyone's fighting around him.
Right. Katara freezes Zuko to a wall. And then Zuko gets his power from the sun, and now that it became day, halfway through that fight, Zuko's like, I get my power from the sun, like you get yours from the moon. Or no, you rise with the moon, I rise with the sun. Yeah. I just felt that power. I was like, yes.
My favorite part about that whole fight scene was like before, like when it was still nighttime, when she keeps like throwing over like those huge like just extra layers when he puts them in that sphere, and he's just like just completely pissed off.
Zhao says the city will fall, and then it pans back to Katara waking up and finds out that Aang has been taken, and then Zuko travels through the icy tundra and finds not this
flashback.
No,
it's for sure.
It's not in this episode. At the beginning of the next episode, he finds
cover.
Right,
because the end of this episode is him just walking away.
Right, but then at the beginning he finds a cave or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so that's basically the end scene. It's just Zuko carrying Aang on his back, walking through the icy blizzard. That's it.
We didn't really even talk about that fight scene. I'm trying to remember what happened in there, but there was just a lot of bending.
For what, Zuko and Katara?
Zuko and Katara. It was just fire, water. This is what I was talking about, the one episode where it's just hash marks, back and forth. Because there's, no. I did it so much where I just wrote down the number instead of hash marks, because I was just counting them as each little snippet of the scene. I was just counting them, and then I'd rewind it and count the firebending, which there wasn't as much as I thought there'd be, but there's a good amount. The one other thing I wanted to note about this whole episode is it seemed like I just have it in my head now because of coronavirus that I'm just on the lookout for like people wearing masks and not. And in this episode, there's a ton of people wearing like coronavirus masks almost, but it's just like keeping their face warm, I'm sure. But I don't know. There's just a lot of people wearing the same face masks you see people wearing nowadays. Is weird. There wasn't many like wise sayings or anything in this one. There hasn't been a lot of episodes.
There's a wise saying next one.
In the next one, which is actually callback to a previous episode.
Wise. Yeah, it's not super wise. Men need their rest.
That's what I wrote too. Anyways, we'll get to it.
What's the super?
It's a callback.
No, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Well, just tell me as soon as we're done with this episode.
As far as bending numbers, this one was a little harder to count. There's not actually quite
How
as
many
much. There was 61 of waterbending, 0 of earth, 25 of fire, and then 6 of air.
Nice.
And this one was a little easier than the next episode to count because the next episode is like fire on fire fighting, where this one is water versus fire, so it's easy to see. But man, Zuko, when he comes in, he's just all in, just over and over and over again. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta start and pause that scene a million times. But that 25 instances of firebending was mostly from that one scene.
The only thing I really took from the guitar scene is that she's very, 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 very stepped up in her abilities.
Oh yeah, and Zuko comments on it too. He's like, "Oh, it looks like somebody learned a new trick."
Right, but I don't think he understands to the degree of how much she's learned truly. Because if we go from the beginning of the series, where she learns,
where she has to turn herself around just to like
right,
waterbend the right guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
From that to all the way to literally, pretty much holding her own with Paku.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then after who knows how long, the last episode to this episode, because was it just the next day and Katara's already killing all his students, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe a couple days had passed.
Yeah.
I'd say like it's got to be like about a week.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Because there's no way the next day she's already full-blown master now.
No.
You know what I mean? Like there has to be some time where she's been sparring with these other students and is now kicking their
But I mean,
butts.
like, even still, after a week, just rocket, like, cleaning house.
Yeah.
Shows how much, how good she truly is.
Or how good Paku is at training.
No.
No. Exactly. Just like Paku said.
No.
No.
Because the exact quote from him was,
No.
no. It's through sheer fierce determination that you can see how far someone can come.
Okay. So she's just so determined that
Yeah.
Is that the wise?
No, that was from the last episode. Like, oh no, that is from this one. Yeah, because
there you go.
Did you have another wise saying besides that?
No. I was saying for the next episode with the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, we're doing 19 right now, right?
We're doing 19.
Yeah.
20's next.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought we were still back on 18. I'm like, what? No, wait. We've been talking about 19 forever now.
All right. Sounds good. Dustin.
The problem is we haven't left anywhere.
Sure.
Rating?
Yeah, Dustin, take us. Oh yeah, rating. What do we want to rate this episode? I didn't say what the rating was.
I saw what the rating was, so I kind of have a biased opinion.
Oh, well, so did I. So.
I also did.
Did you?
Well,
it got
honestly,
a 9.4 on IMDb. So what do you guys want to rate it?
Well, I was still gonna rate it a 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with every critic out there. Like,
Yeah.
of course,
There was just a lot of cool stuff that happened in this one. Oh, we didn't even talk about the spirit world.
Because he hasn't adventured it much.
Oh,
That's
that's
the
the next
next
episode.
episode.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
You're good.
These two blend together so much for me because it's all just one big episode, so it's hard to. Oh yeah, that. didn't
No,
happen
one's
yet.
obviously a part 1. Duh.
push.
Oh, yeah. All right, so yeah, I'd give this a. I don't know.
I'd say like a 9.2. I thought it was a really great episode.
Baby Yoda.
I was gonna say 9.2 as well.
Oh.
So 9.2, 9.2. So we'll just say 9.1.
Nice.
Nice.
9.05.
Fun fact about the rating. This is actually, so the founders of the show, this is their very favorite episode.
This one is.
This one is.
Why?
I don't know. Just one of the weird facts on...
I need to know why, because there's probably more depth behind this episode then.
Yeah, there's got to be other things behind it. You think the next episode would be their favorite one, but
The next one is one of my favorites.
yeah.
Like, literally
Oh,
top 3.
Well, this one was a 9.4 on IMDb, and it was the highest yet so far in the series.
Nothing
Until the next.
Also directed by Dave Filoni for this episode.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice. It's all.
Yeah, I
coming
was
together.
actually watching the gallery on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
With the Mandalorian or whatever, and Dave Filoni talks a lot about his time on the Avatar show.
Really?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I've wanted to watch it, but I just haven't had time. But
Oh! So we do... another thing we did mention about this episode, which is a spoiler for Book 2 a little bit. Because this is the episode where Zhao mentions that he was searching in an old
library.
underground library in the Earth Kingdom.
And is that the same library?
That's next episode.
Oh.
I got those notes.
Yeah,
down.
that is next episode.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Oh.
I have those notes here. Sorry.
Again, they all blend together.
I'm not
All
gonna,
right, Dustin, take
I'm
us
not
out
going
of
to
this
scroll through
episode.
and show you, but it is. Thank you guys for watching this Chepisode of Phantom Nights. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to become a Phantom Knight on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and coming soon on TikTok.
Again.
Always coming soon. We'll never be for sure. But yeah, that's all I got for us today. Be sure to comment your what should we have them comment on for this episode.
I want comments on his glasses. Just
What glasses do these remind you of? Let me know in the comments.
What does this haircut remind you of?
And that too, because it's all the same.
He's going for a look.
did
here.
you go for that too?
Yeah, except I got rid of this.
You did?
The connecting parts.
Interesting.
Yeah. Just to give it my own little flair, you know.
Obviously, yeah, we're not fully cosplaying. Otherwise, you'd be in a suit.
Oh, for next celebration, I'm going as pantsuit guy from the Mandalorian.
Nice.
The jean guy. Yeah, I'm gonna wear
Jeans
like
guy.
half a wall, and then it's just gonna be a jean guy, just me walking halfway.
Apparently,
awesome.
they've remastered him out of it.
They
Did they already?
Yeah.
Oh,
I still got the safe picture, so I know how to dress for it, so we're good. But I just am like, that's gonna be a
Jeans
perfect
guy.
cosplay. Half jeans guy, just the guy with a wristwatch walking down.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So, Appa. Yep.
Oh,
shoot.
Treats.
Oh, oh man.